When we observe the current situation of Sri Lanka, very evidently it showcases that the country needs immediate yet correct reforms and development measures to upgrade its position. Infrastructure development is one of the primary focus in this development agenda, and there are numerous areas which require our serious attention towards development, which I will explain hereafter. Economic disparity is a suffocating issue that Sri Lanka is going through continuously. So to eliminate the impact of economic inequality and establish an impartial economic development development for everyone, we will restructure the arrangement of cities within the country and develop them as international, national, and connected cities. So if you go through the map, you can see few cities which we have identified according to our plan. We thought of upgrading those cities in future with cluster cities around major cities. It's very important because our chairman is of the view that we should encourage de-urbanization a lot. So to do that, we have to create facilities around the cities, then people will not come towards the main city. These cities will be built focusing on development of IT, tourism, research and development very importantly, education and training, etc., which will ultimately affect reducing urbanization. Furthermore, the road network will be expanded and developed where existing road development projects will be continued and new 2 highway projects will be introduced. We will not stop anything at the moment. There are few projects moving. We will not stop it because that will create a lot of problems as you have seen in 2015. There are 2 new highways we are going to introduce. It's Ruwanpura Highway and Northern Highway. As part of the road expansion projects, we will introduce an overtaking lanes for all major interconnecting roads to facilitate the smooth flow of traffic and reduce congestion and accidents level. If you see the cities, you know, when you go through the rural areas, it's very difficult to overtake. So we have identified that, and we thought of introducing overtaking lanes instead of creating 2-lane, 4-lane, 6-lane roads. So we can save a lot of money by introducing this kind of overtaking lane system throughout our major connecting cities. Along with the segregation of cities, we expected to correctly identify the main economic corridors that can generate the maximum output for the country's development. Therefore, 3 major economic corridors will be developed. Kandy Colombo Goal Hambantota Corridor, Batticaloa Dambulla Kurunagala Hambantota Corridor, and Trincomalee Dambulla Mena Jaffna Corridor, focusing on the northern part of the country. All these corridors will be integrated with road and rail links with necessary facilities to maintain the flawless transfer of goods. The main objective of establishing economic corridors within the country is to encourage local manufacturers and importers to transfer their goods efficiently to the domestic and international market and to promote tourism sector operations of the country. Despite all the improvements planned to numerous cities in the country, we should give special attention to Colombo metropolitan city, as more than 25% of the country's population lives and travels to Colombo, and it is the business capital of the country. We aim to develop Colombo to become a smart and efficient city and expect to reduce waiting time in the road during peak hours by 50% while upgrading the city to become the international city of Sri Lanka. We will develop outer circular road-based new cities to reduce congestion in the city center and interconnect them through upgraded road network. We will introduce vertical parking, linear circular traffic system with a centralized traffic control system, overpasses through connecting roads to make smooth traffic flows and effective connectivity. Existing rail line operations of Negombo, Wayangoda, Panadura, and Padukka will be electrically powered and will be facilitated with fast and luxurious trains to offer high-end rail transportation to passengers. Correspondingly, we will gradually convert Padukka and Negombo line single lines to dual line. In addition, we will implement parking facilities and shopping malls in all the railway stations along these electrified railway corridors to promote park and ride concept. Government will acquire rail line development and maintenance. This is very important, development and maintenance, while the railway department will manage railway operation system in order to make the railway-based operation a profitable venture similar to road development of the country. This is very important. If you take railway department at the moment, actually a loss-making entity. So to turn it back to a profit-making entity, we have to take the burden from that railway department and make it a viable venture. So the rail line will be handled by the government, and railway department will look after the operations of the rail. That's it. So private sector also can use this rail line because government is going to take over the rail line like roads. We build road, anyone can use it. So likewise, we will do the same thing in railway. In addition, we will use rail lines to transport cargo to minimize the container traffic along the main road. You can see the traffic along the roads because of the containers. So we'll take out all the containers in future to the railway line, so you don't see containers within the city limits. Outside the city limit they can use, but within the city limit you will not see containers. We will introduce a monorail loop connecting Colombo Port City, Peta, Maradana Railway, Town Hall and Kolpiti to further enhance the connectivity and accessibility to the city centre. New systematic bus system will be introduced to provide smooth connectivity and the comfortable transportation facilities for the people who commute via main railway corridors to reach their workplaces. We will introduce common e-tickets and electronic gate system to facilitate the multimodal passenger transportation network. In future, what we are trying to do to connect everything, have one ticket to use any network, bus, monorail, the rail system, whatever it is, it's one ticket, and this the circular loop will connect not only the rail, all the bus stations as well, main bus station as Peta, and we'll connect it at Kolpiti, and then the town hall. Effectively integrated air sea cargo operations create logistic hubs around the world. Sri Lanka is well positioned compared to few air sea cargo hubs located in Asia and Middle East regions. Therefore, we can make Sri Lanka one of the prominent air sea cargo hub exploiting this strategic locational advantage and interconnecting the operations to Africa, Middle East, Indian subcontinent and East Asia. To achieve this objective, we will generate 2 air sea cargo clusters in the country. Colombo Katunayaka air sea cluster, Hambantota and Mattala air sea clusters are those 2 air sea clusters. These clusters will be connected with free zones, industrial zones and economic corridors, which I explained before. The 3 economic corridors will smoothly connect to these 2 air sea cargo clusters. And therefore, we can ensure flawless cargo transportation while integrating their operations. We will develop relevant infrastructure facilities to maintain effective operations of these clusters through upgrading airports and port infrastructure. We will give our special attention to create an investor-friendly environment within these 2 clusters, because only providing infrastructure facilities will not be sufficient. If the investor has to go through cumbersome procedures and there's no proper place or system to get things done swiftly. We will offer solutions to these issues by implementing one-stop shop facilities, online billing and payment procedures, simplified custom procedures linked to central operational systems, and 2 special project officers established in air sea cargo cluster areas to facilitate all necessary investor support under one roof. Tourism, as he very correctly mentioned, is one of our key revenue generating areas for the development of national economy. And we will give high priority for the tourist sector within this infrastructure development plan. We will exploit the natural diversity of Sri Lanka and plan to make it one of the best tourist destinations in the world. However, we will have to face numerous challenges when we move forward to achieve this target. First of all, we have to provide all necessary facilities starting from room requirements up to upgrading all relevant infrastructure. When I go through his presentation, he said rooms are coming up, but all the other infrastructure are lagging behind. So we looked into that in this plan. We will take action to enhance airport facilities and procedures by upgrading immigration and check-in, check-out procedures And by implementing domestic terminal, at the moment we don't have any proper domestic terminals. We'll have 2 domestic terminals in Mattala and Katunayaka, and upgrading domestic airports at key tourist destinations to enable a smooth transfer for tourists without road hassle and congestion. We need to improve reception facilities at the destination while implementing tourist parks, theme and cultural parks, and adventure parks to provide entertainment at those locations with the participation of private sector. Sri Lankan government must intervene in enabling standardized and certified processes in operating these public spaces. We will utilize the improvements made for the road network to provide more facilities for the tourists through the tourist corridor. We have identified a tourist corridor within that 3 economic corridors, including sanitary facilities with international standards. National tourist centers will be established at key tourist destinations to keep tourists well informed and facilitated. Online booking system will be implemented, enabling single booking for all requirements, including air tickets, hotel booking, transportation, tour guide booking, and even entry tickets. We will develop shopping complexes, money exchanges, etc., training centers for tourist guides in all crucial tourist destinations around the country to deliver effective service. Finally, we will use technology to create hassle-free environment for the tourists. We have already discussed plan on how to manage the smooth flow of passenger and cargo movements in the Colombo city. Besides, we need to improve its aesthetic aspects and make it an attractive city for local and international crowd. We will recommence all development projects carried out earlier to enhance the beautification of the city. Along with that, more greener landscapes will be implemented within the city by establishing parks and greener canopies and planting more trees along the pedestrian walkways. We will ensure that Colombo city will be functional round the clock by providing necessary entertainment facilities. This is very important. After 6 o'clock, Colombo is a dead city. Nothing is there. So tourist doesn't have anything to do within the city limits. We will convert Bear Lake surrounding to an entertainment area, and other recreational parks also will be established to improve tourist attraction to the city. All water bodies in the city will be purified and engage in tourist attraction activities. We will fast-track current development work of Port City and will smoothly integrate it with the Colombo city, creating more space for tourists and others. Along with that, correct procedures will be implemented to garbage dumping and wastewater management processes of the city. Finally, we aim to develop Colombo city as a greener international city of the country through all these processes. Sri Lanka needs a properly organized and well-planned electricity and water management system to ensure that every citizen receives a sufficient amount of power and water throughout the year. In order to do that, we need to expand the electricity generation capacity of the country. There's no alternative solutions to this situation. We will immediately recommence construction and operation of all previous planned power plants to get out of the present power crisis. We aim at gradually reducing the usage and completely eliminating the operations of diesel-powered power plants while increasing renewable energy usage. We will take compulsory policy decisions to increase renewable energy share up to 40% by year 2030. Furthermore, smart grid will be implemented to reduce the transmission loss generating in the present scenario with a proper power generation management plan. The existing water management system of Sri Lanka is inefficient as it cannot provide continuous flow throughout the year. Therefore, we will improve storage facilities and canal systems to ensure more availability of water to dry seasons. As flooding has become one of the crucial issues of the country recently, we will take necessary control measures to divert and pump excess water into dry areas through reservoirs, pumping, canals, and tunneling systems. Generally, government spent around 10 billion rupees as compensation in every year, other than to loss of thousands of productive hours of our workforce. We can easily invest this money to develop flood control system. since the whole country uses water in an ineffective and unproductive manner, we will incorporate technological advancement to create proper system for water management and its efficient use. It is high time that our country should focus on technology-based development to become a smart nation. Therefore, we expect to develop and introduce technological advancement, improve communication facilities, encourage innovation and value addition services to achieve this objective. We will promote participation of all citizens toward this development. Urban communication facilities will be upgraded to encourage flexi hours, work at home facilities by enhancing fiber optic network, 4G, 5G network of the country. Afterwards, we will expand the communication development plans towards rural and remote areas to encourage active participation from the people in those areas. Furthermore, we will gradually develop required infrastructure to launch some trending communication applications in the world, such as cloud computing, mobile data intelligence services, distance learning systems, and intelligent transportation system to effectively adapt into changing landscape of technology around the globe. Upgrading infrastructure of the nation draws a strong baseline in long term. Hence, it is vital to create a robust national infrastructure development plan in accordance with the improving Sri Lanka's key competencies, which can ultimately impact on the vision of the country while managing tough current financial situation of the country. Creating such a successful plan will flourish the economic and social indicators of the country slowly but steadily. We have to understand this investment on infrastructure will create more winning possibilities for the future generations, positioning as an independent nation. Therefore, we need to make a collaborative effort to work out this agenda and to drive our nation towards development, making sure we can exceed our potential.